What's up? Sam Taggart here with D2D Experts. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a little bit of my real estate journey and how you as well, despite whether you're making $1 million or you're going to go make 100 grand this year, on how to go get into real estate and why door-to-door sales is one of the greatest tools for you to start to become a real estate investor. And the first principle is this: you should knock doors to buy doors, not just to keep knocking doors. Why? Because I've set myself up and I'm financially free now because I have so much real estate stockholded over the last 15 years from door-to-door money. Most of my real estate has been purchased through hard-earned cash that I got on the doors. Now let me teach you a trick that is going to be extremely beneficial. Let's say that my natural need is to go make $60,000 because that's what a normal single dude should make and that's what he feels good at. His goal is to make 100K and he's like, yeah, if I can make 100 grand. The problem is when I coach somebody, there really is no need to make this. So what ends up happening is they settle and they keep making this. And they end up in this cycle, even though they have all the opportunity in the world to go make 500 grand, okay? So what ends up happening psychologically is you settle. So what I wanna do is teach you guys how to not settle and how to expand your mind because you have a bigger need. So what I did is I, one year, put a $10,000 deposit down on a new construction loan. And I said the rest is gonna be due in the fall. So this was in the spring. I had all summer to go make money. And then come October, I had to go put the remaining $150,000 down. And this was on a fourplex. So it forced me to go make an extra $150 that is taxable income to go buy this fourplex. So I had to go get $160,000. And you're probably like, I've never made that. But I said, I'm gonna put my ass on the line. I'm confident in myself to go effing get this extra money. So instead of having to only make, let's say 100K, I now had to make 250K. And that summer, I went and made 250K and I did it because I was like, I'm working towards earning an extra 150K for the fourplex that I've already committed to. You could also say I'm committed to buying just one unit, or I'm committed to getting 3 of us. We're all putting in. So this is called a syndicate, where we say, okay, there's 3 of us and you put in 20, you put in 20, you put in 20. Now we've got $60,000 as a down payment, which is 20%. You're gonna be able to get a, what is that? Whatever the number is. So you then say, cool, we're gonna split it 3 ways. And that's a way to do it without maybe having to take on the whole thing when you don't have as much to go put away. But what I want you to do right now is ask yourself, how do I consider just whatever my 20K is, or if it's 150K, or if it's $1 million, whatever the number is, that's up to you. Now I'm gonna tell you a little story because everybody's always afraid. They're like, well, I don't know if I should become the landlord. So first off, check out these text messages I got literally this week. So lady comes in, she's like, terrible tenant, we have to kick her out. And granted, I'm not doing any of this. I don't even know how she has my number, but I ignore her and she goes to my property manager or my assistant is texting her from my phone. But she's like, hey, we moved out a month ago and the cat was locked upstairs in the upstairs unit on a duplex that I bought. And she's like, I think she's still in there. And they go by and they see the cat in the window has somehow survived 30 days living in a vacant unit upstairs trapped in there. And so, you hear these horror stories. Like I remember my very first duplex, I came in and there was blood and a hole in the door and they stole all my furniture. And I was like, what the heck? So if I had to learn some hard lessons maybe through real estate, yes. But had I not had the courage to at least go down that path, then I would have never been where I'm at today, because those are like the most minor little problems that are so worth the millions of dollars I made in real estate. But let me give you an example of one that I'm listing right now. So if you look at this is the actual appraisal statements from 3 commercial townhomes I bought a little over 2 years ago. What happened was I said, I'm gonna take some money I sold from an apartment complex I sold, I'm gonna roll a portion of it into these 3 units. So I'm gonna walk you through these 3 commercial townhomes and we'll call them A, B, and C. And I bought them, we'll say spring of 2022 for $160K per piece. Okay, so a pretty cheap piece of property. You're looking at this and you're like, okay, I have to put 20% down, some of you 25% down. So if I did the math, let's just do some simple calculations here and follow along with me because I want to walk you through just what a typical deal could look like for you if you said, I'm going to go work hard, get money to go put it into real estate. So the whole thing all in cost me $480K. I have to divide that and put $96,000 down. I think overall I ended up putting about $120K down because I needed a little bit of money for some improvements. So we ended up putting some renovations in. I actually think it was $55K. If you see in these text messages right here, this is text messages I had from my real estate team this week. And we were like, hey, let's list it 2 years later. So we ended up putting 55 grand in. I threw in some cash along the way. And I haven't seen a check come from these. They were cash flowing, but they just started putting it in some bank account that I don't know where. I've seen them one time. So when you think I have to be an active real estate investor and know all the things about how to furnish these things and remodel and contractors and roofers, because we did some remodel. I've been to them one time. I have no idea. So getting the right partners and the right team to go help you is going to be a portion of this. So let's fast forward today. So now we've got 3 units and you can see on this text message, they're like, hey, I think we could sell these for about 650 to 680 as a 3-unit thing again. So now we take these and we go, cool. This 480 just turned into 680. Well, what did we just do? We just turned the 120 grand that I put in for cash, and in 2 years time, we then turned it into, what's 680 minus 480? That's $200,000 in profit. I get my money back. This didn't go away, like it didn't disappear. Some people are like, I'm afraid to invest because my money's gone. I'm like, no, the money's sitting in an asset. So I get to take this money back out. So we'll call that my equity plus the equity earned through forced appreciation, which we can talk about in a second. I made 1.6 times my money in 2 years. And not every deal looks like this. And I'm going to tell you the one about the cat second. But had I not had the courage and the money, which was only $120,000, which some of you guys could make in a month or a quarter or a summer, I now have $320,000 that I get to go do what? Put it into another property. So I'm going to take the $300 and some thousand dollars. Let's just say it's 300. And I'm going to put it into another property. And let's say in 3 years, it doubles. Now I got 600,000. And then in 3 years, I'm going to do, you see what I'm saying? So now I've done what Warren Buffett said was the 7th wonder of the world, which is compounding interest. And I think too many people don't see the power of, you're young, you're making great money today, so why not stock that money away somewhere? Because if you can, for the next, and I've been doing real estate for, 15 years, and I've taken all the money that I made in selling, and I lived poor, and I drove a Kia, and I had the discipline not to go spend it on the fancy shit that most of these sales guys are doing, and I put it into real estate. And now I have 100 plus stores, many different states, and I've been able to build these nest eggs, but mainly off of money that compounded. And then that money compounded again, and then the money compounded again. So I've done these transactions over the last 10 years, multiple times over. And now what I thought was just a little $120,000 investment is now $600,000, which is a much more meaningful dollar amount. And now that 600 turns into 1.2 million. But to have the discipline to just make the first investment and become an investor is what I'm inviting everybody on this call to do. And for you that maybe thinks, oh, one day, it's start now. Whether it's putting $100 a month into a savings account that you can't touch, or whether it's getting with some partners to say, hey, maybe us 3 can tackle one simple 2-bedroom basic little house, or it's getting with us like the D2D fund that we can help you go allocate money into multifamily and some bigger projects. So we've started and helped many, many, many people get into different real estate deals at D2D Experts. And we have our own syndication and fund that we have with different partnerships to help you. So if you want to reach out, click the link below and we can schedule a call and go over maybe where your real estate needs are, and I have a team that can help you with that. If you're somebody who wants to tackle it on your own, do that. My first property, my dad was a real estate broker and he was like, go get a realtor and go buy your own property. He didn't even help me. And I was like, Dad, you've done real estate your whole life. And I was like, why don't you help me? He's like, because you need to go through the steps. You need to learn how to go get a bank and finance it. You need to learn how to go talk to a realtor. You need to know how to look at your own deal. And I was so grateful for that lesson that he didn't sit there and hold my hand, but I look back now and I can look at a deal and analyze the cap rates and all the understanding of that. And I've spent meaningful dollars of money and time going through my own education to get to where I am today. But whether you're a seasoned real estate investor or you're brand new and you're just some dumb door-to-door person like I was, I took that money and said, I'm not gonna be a dumb, broke professional athlete in 10 years when I don't want to be knocking as much, and I stocked it away and had the discipline. So you can do the same thing too, and that's what I wanted to get on this video for. And if you guys have more needs in investing or training or sales or how to go get the $150,000, we can teach you how to make that every month, because that's the kind of companies that we want to start working with, the sales reps that we want to work with. The guys are like, how do I go get 2, 3, 4, 5 real estate deals every single year? Because that's building wealth, not just getting rich. So hopefully you got a value out of this video. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next one.